are back here on Carolina Women. I'm really pleased to introduce my friend Colleen Kowal. It's so great to see you. And she also, you are a therapist, you were a teacher. We were just talking about the reinventions that many of us have to kind of grow. It's a growth mindset, really.
Yes.
So talk to us a little bit about what you're doing now, because you really have had full circle experiences.
I really have. It's really been a wonderful journey, my career. So as a undergraduate, I wanted to be an art therapist and took a deferment at Hahnemann Hospital because I didn't have enough money for grad school. And so this dream of being a therapist had always been there. I ended up being a teacher, as you know. I taught your son, and went back and got a master's in counseling, but I really wasn't using it formally. And after many years in education, I really started to think about how I was helping children, but was I?
Okay.
I really, after all the 40 years, I decided that if I really wanted to help kids, that really what the bigger impact could be helping their parents. So I went back and did a specialization in couples therapies, in particular, Imago relationship therapy.
And talk to us a little bit about what Imago is.
So I first discovered Imago when I was in grad school, and I read the book, Getting the Love You Want, and I was so struck by the meta theory and how it resonated with me because I was married at the time and my marriage wasn't going well. And I read it and I thought, this is going on with us. This is spot on. And so it was then that like the birth of that dream began. And the basic theory helps us understand that we don't choose each other by accident. We are initially attracted to a person, and we don't see any of their faults. We don't see any of the things that will bother us later. Okay. And
it's so true.
We completely are like on a drug. We're so attracted, which is why we can't eat, can't sleep, have a lot of sex. And we imagine that this is going to last forever.
Correct.
And that we're not going to be like other couples. And then we are. And then we hit something called the power struggle. So the theory is very involved, but I guess what I want you to understand and what I'd like your listeners to understand is that the structure of the dialogue helps couples talk about hard things in an easy way.
Oh, and that's it. What are you doing with Imago now? Because that's sort of an interesting shift and segue for you.
Yeah, well, I'm so excited. I mean, I've really enjoyed my practice and I still have a very small practice. But what I'm really loving now is I'm training therapists in Imago relationship theory.
And how do you do that? You do that internationally?
I do that internationally.
Fun job, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I've taught in Iran. I'm heading to the Netherlands next week.
Okay.
And it's an amazing organization because when you think about something cross-cultural, if it works in Hilton at South Carolina and it works in South Korea, it works.
Correct, that's true.
It's a human experience, right? And that all couples all over the world are suffering from the same stuff that we all go through. And as a married person, I can tell you that we still hit those walls, but we have a safe vehicle to talk about those hard things.
Is it a lot around language?
It's the actual therapy session has a structure to it. So what's funny is that men who are typically the draggies to therapy actually
draggies, I like that.
Love it. The draggy, the dragor.
Yeah.
So the men that come really love it because they finally feel heard.
Okay.
There's no interruptions. No one over talks.
Okay.
There's a structure where you mirror a person.
Okay.
Which really just means what I heard you say was.
Right.
Did I get it?
Right.
Am I right on that?
Right.
You know, and then we come to a validation, which you don't always find agreement, but.
Right, but you validate the other.
Well, what your experience makes sense to me. From your point of view, now I understand.
Right.
And then
I can totally disagree with it, but I get how you arrived there.
And as soon as you can understand what somebody's really going through and how they're perceiving it, there's something that happens that changes the dynamic and it builds connection. And it reminds us we're on the same team. You know, you're not my enemy.
I was just going to say, it's almost like I'm a big one for, is my heart at war, heart at peace? It's almost like we, once again, instead of going to war with each other, have a little bit of peace. This just is the tip of the iceberg with Colleen. She's got a wealth of knowledge. You've got folks who are going to be in the area, though, who are taking over for you.
Yes.
And if you're interested, please let Colleen know. Call WHHI. We'll set you up and get you connected with people. So it is a treat to see you, and we thank you very much.